Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IAS classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to see current affairs of 8th August 2022. So let's get started with our discussion and let us try to see today's code. So before that, what you're going to get after you're watching this session completely. So after watching this session completely, so you're going to get code along with explanation and editorials from your Hindu and some important articles from Hindu which are relevant from our UPSC and even some current affairs from other sources like Indian Express, PIB, etc. And next we are going to see some mains practice questions and prelims practice questions of the day, and also we are going to discuss vocabulary. So the quote of today here, it is talking about it is a motivational quote, especially to motivate you. So here the quote is, the bad thing is that time is short. So for every person on this world, so they have 24 hours. So even toppers and as well as losers. But we need to focus on the management, efficient management of time. And one good thing here is there is still some more time that is left. Okay, so that means every day it is 24 hours. But after completing of this every day, okay, 24 hours, so we will be getting some more time, that is the next day. So this is a good thing and the bad thing regarding this time. So here you have to focus on effective time management. So that is very important in this UPSC preparation. And now let us try to say first topic. So this topic, it is about minor mineral plunder. So there is exploitation of minor minerals happening. For example, you can talk about sand mining. You can talk about illegal marble and as well as limestone, etc. So we can see these are the minor minerals. They are mainly exploited in our environment. But whatever the laws which are present, they are focusing on this major minerals. But regarding this minor minerals, there is no proper laws and there is no proper implementation, because implementation and as well as coming up with laws, they are given to the state government. Okay, so because of this, so it is one cause of concern. And this topic is important from our GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. And here we are talking about technology used in this checking of this minor mineral plunder. So this topic is also important from our science and technology point of view. So from environment and ecology, we can talk about exploitation of these minor minerals and what is the impact on our environment. So this component which comes under this environment and ecology, and whenever we are using this science and technology, so this component, okay, that will comes under our GS paper 3 under science and technology. So now let us try to see this topic in detail, and I will try my level best to make you understand this topic. So here, if you are talking about this article which is focusing on especially applications of technology and even what will be the impact of illegal mining on our environment. So as you all know, there is increased pace of development, and because of this there is also increase in the demand for the minor minerals. For example, you can talk about sand, you can talk about gravels. Okay, so here illegal mining which mainly increased in India because of increase in the demand for this minor minerals due to advancement in the development. And here this also makes it the second largest extractive industry on the planet after water. So we are extracting the water especially from the seas, and we are going for reverse osmosis method, and we are starting supplying of this water especially in the number of areas, especially in the cities, major cities like Chennai. They are using this reverse osmosis technology and they are filtering the sea water and they are consuming, right? So this is second largest excavative industry that developed in the world, that is minor mineral excavation. So here there are number of laws which are monitoring, and we are also having some stringent punishments, okay, regarding this violation of major minerals. But there is no proper laws present in India, especially regarding this illegal mining of minor minerals. So illegal minerals, okay, illegal mining of this minor minerals, it is continuously happening, it is increasing, okay, in the recent past. So if you're talking about what are the issues of this regulation, so unlike regarding these major minerals, so regulatory and administrative powers regarding the framing of rules and prescribing the rates of royalty and mineral concessions enforcement, so they are exclusively in the hand of state government but not in the central government. And even if you are focusing on this environment impact assessment, notifications of 1994 and 2006, they made environmental clearance is necessary for the mining in areas which is more than or equal to 5 hectares. So what is a condition if we are going for this mining of this minor minerals, especially less than this 5 hectares? So there is no need of environment impact assessment according to this notifications of 1994 and 2006. So that led to increasing of exploitation of this minor minerals exploitation. But if you see Supreme Court in 2010, which said that even areas which are less than this 5 hectares of land, when we are going for this minor mineral excavation, so we need to go for taking of environment clearance. So this is a thing which mainly said by Supreme Court. Supreme Court said that yes, there is a need of environment clearance even for mining in areas which are less than 5 hectares. And because of that, environment impact assessment which had been amended in 2016, and we made environment clearance, it is mandatory for mining which is less than even 5 hectares of land, including this minor minerals. So this amendment, which provided the setting up of District Environment Assessment Authority and District and Expert Appraisal Committee, and they look after this minerals mining. So here the one important problem here is the illegal mining of minor minerals. It is often undesired. So there is also having some undesired environmental consequences. So whenever we are going for this extraction of this minor minerals, especially from the riverbed or any other site, so that will have some undesired environmental consequences. So now let us try to see some examples. So what will be the impact on our environment? So illegal mining of dolomite, marble, sand, that is seen across the states. So in which state, which type of minor minerals are mined? For example, in Andhra Pradesh, Konarki limestone quarries. Okay, for example, this is in Andhra Pradesh we have this Konarki limestone quarries. And not only this, even United Nations Environment Program in 2019 ranked India and China. They are the top 2 countries where illegal sand mining is happening, and because of this illegal sand mining which is having a negative impact on the environment, that leads to environmental degradation. So this report you have to remember. And what will be the further more impacts? So here regional studies, they said that CSE, okay, that is Central for Science and Environment of Yamuna riverbed in Uttar Pradesh, which mainly observed that so because of this extraction of the soil or the sand from this riverbed of Yamuna, that led to negative impact on the soil formation and even soil holding ability of the land, and that lead to finally loss in this marine life and increasing of flood frequency, droughts, and also degradation of water quality. So whenever we are going to remove this sand under this minor mining, okay, that leads to some negative impacts on the soil formation, soil holding capacity, and that will also lead to loss of marine life and increasing of flood frequency, and as well as droughts and degradation of water quality. So here these effects that can also seen not only on this riverbed of Yamuna but even on the riverbeds of Godavari, Narmada and Mahanadi basins. So if you get some data regarding this Narmada basin, the sand mining which reduced the population of this mussel fish about 76%. So 76% of decreasing of this fish population that happened because of this environmental degradation. And illegal mining which also causes this losses to the state's exchequer also. So recent one estimate says that UP is losing revenue of 70% of mining activities, as only 30% of its area is legally mined. So here what happened, because of this illegal mining in this UP, that is leading to the losses to the state exchequer also. So if you're talking about how can we use this technology, so what's the power of technology and how can we use this technology to control this illegal mining? So we can use satellite images, and by using that satellite images we can monitor the volume of extraction and even we can check this mining process. So first one is we can use the satellite images, and apart from that, even recently National Green Tribunal and administrative authorities, they also have the ability to obtain the satellite pictures for the past 10 to 15 years, and they can study on those, okay, where are the sandstones are present and where are these gravels are present and in which areas they had been disappeared. So recently here NGT, National Green Tribunal, also directed some states to use satellite images, especially to monitor the volume of sand extraction and transportation in the riverbeds. Okay, they can use satellite images, and by using that they can monitor the volume of sand extraction and after extraction of sand, so in which areas they had been transported. And additionally, we can also use drones and Internet of Things and blockchain technology as well, okay, especially to locate where the sand mining or illegal mining is happening. So this is about this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding the Great Barrier Reef recovery and vulnerability to climate threats. So here you have to know what is this coral reef, and you have to know especially what are these corals and types of corals, and you have to see what is the impact and what are the reasons that led to bleaching of these corals recently, and where is the location of this Great Barrier Reef. So if you see, this is Australia, for example. So here we can see the Great Barrier Reef will be present. So this is the Great Barrier Reef. So now let us try to see context why it is in use first of all. So here highest level of coral cover in past 36 years. So this had been recorded in north and central parts of this Australian Great Barrier Reef. So according to AIMS report. So AIMS, that is Australian Institute of Marine Sciences, came up with a report. It said that since 36 year onwards, so there is increased size of this Great Australian Barrier Reef that is seen in the northern and as well as central parts. So researchers behind the report, they also said that so this could be also reversed. That means there could be also decreasing of the size of this corals because of global warming. And this came after the reef experienced a mass coral bleaching event in March this year. So in March this year, so these corals, they had experienced a mass coral bleaching. So after this, okay, so we came up with this report. And if you're talking about what are these corals, so these corals are marine invertebrates, okay, they do not have vertebra and they belongs to this invertebrates, and actually these animals, they do not have spine. So here in humans and in animals we have this spine, right? Okay, so this backbone is called as spine, but this spine will not be present in this coral, so they are called as invertebrates, and they are the largest living structures on our planet. And each coral polyp, okay, each coral is called as a polyp, that is coral polyp, and thousands of these polyps, they mainly live together in the colony, and they grow when these polyps multiply, and they will try to make the copies of themselves. So if you are talking about this coral polyp, so this image I hope you can see on the screen, that is a coral, okay. So here this part is called as coral polyp, and this coral polyps, we will be having some parts like tentacles, and this part is mouth. So through this mouth, so it can take the food, and it is having stomach, gastrodermis, sac, and as well as a digestive filament and septum. So what happened in these corals, we will having especially two types of corals, that is hard corals and soft corals. So the name itself is saying that these hard corals, they extract calcium carbonate from the seawater, and they will try to build the hard coral exoskeletons. So these exoskeletons, that will helpful for the they will provide the shelter for this zooxanthellae, and because of this they appear in the different colors. And the soft corals, they just attach themselves onto such skeletons, and older skeletons they built by their ancestors. So in the soft corals, they do not build these exoskeletons, okay, and they will be looking like very soft. And here these are the examples of these hard corals and the soft corals. And if you're talking about what is the significance of this Australian Great Barrier Reef, so what are the services you're providing? So if you're talking about this Australia's Great Barrier Reef, it is the world's largest reef system, and it's stretched across 2,300 kilometers and also having nearly 3,000 individual reefs. Okay, so this Australia's Great Barrier Reef, it is the world's largest reef system, and it's like 2,300 square kilometers. And in this Great Barrier Reef, we can identify like 400 different types of corals, and these corals, they provide shelter to 1,500 species of fish and 14,000 species of molluscans. So because of this here, these coral reefs are called as a rainforest of oceans, because we can see abundance of biodiversity that is present here. And these marine life, which is mainly supported by the reef, further fuels global fishing industries, and coral reef system, they generate about $2.7 trillion. Okay, they provide about 2.7 trillion of economic value to the goods and services they are mainly providing to the tourism sector. So here recently one new survey recorded that the levels of this wide coral cover in northern and central Great Barrier Reefs has been increased. and the record levels of this recovery it was fueled by. So why there is increased? Because of increasing of growth of acropora corals. The scientists, they want that these fast growing corals, they are also the most susceptible to environmental pressures, for example increasing of temperature and cyclones, pollution, etc. So now let us try to see next topic is regarding cooperative federalism. So recently 7th meet of this Niti Aayog Governing Council held. So here you have to know about what is Governing Council and what are the key issues which may be talked in this area and what is the meaning of this cooperative federalism. So let me know what is the meaning of this cooperative federalism in the comment box. So already we discussed about this topic number of times and now it is your homework. Let me know what is the meaning of this cooperative federalism and what are the advantages of this cooperative federalism in the comment box. And this topic is important from your GS paper 2 under polity. So why it is in news? So recently 7th governing council meet of Niti Aayog which mainly held. So in this context, so they focused on this cooperative federalism and they focused on especially some key areas they have to focus. And now let us try to see some details which are given in this article. So addressing this 7th meeting of Niti Aayog Governing Council, our Prime Minister, he said that every state played an important role in focusing on grassroots delivery of public services to the cooperation across the political lines. So he made this note because of this COVID-19. So in this COVID-19 pandemic, yes, each and every state it took steps. Especially they focused on this grassroots delivery of public services. So that happened because of cooperation across the political lines. That is at the local government and state government and as well as central government. So in that process here we can say India emerged as an example for developing nations to look up as a global leader. So because of that proper coordination between the different levels, local level, okay, district level, state level and as well as at the national level. So because of this here India became an example to the developing countries to look as a global leader. And what are the key issues they discussed? So governing council discussed some key issues like crop diversification. So especially we need to go for crop diversification from water intensive crops to water less intensive. For example, which are the water intensive crops? For example, sugar cane, for example, rice. So water less intensive crops includes, we can talk about millets, cereals, etc. So here we need to move towards from water intensive crops towards water less intensive crops. And they said that yes, why we need to focus on this water less intensive crops, because so especially these millets, they are rich in this micronutrients and even pulses are very important and even oil seeds. So those are the agri commodities that we can grow with the less water. And even they focused on implementation of this national education policy in the school education, and they focused on higher education. So already we know that the recent report released by this regarding this higher education, so India is not performing good, right? So because of this we need to know what are the challenges that you are facing, what are the problems you are facing and how to address those problems. And next one is this also talked about urban governance. And Prime Minister also focused on modernized agriculture, animal husbandry, food processing, etc. And here if you are talking about this rapid urbanization, which could be turned into strength by using technology. So in this rapid urbanization, yes, we can use this technology and we can make easy living and we can make transparent service delivery and as well as improvement of quality of life. Okay, so he also said that we need to focus on 3 T's. First one is trade, second one is tourism and third one is technology. Okay, so if you are talking about some facts regarding this governing council, actually this Niti Aayog which came into effect from 2015 onwards. So at that time they came with this governing council. So this governing council which includes chief minister of all states and union territories with legislature and lieutenant governors of other union territories. So what is this governing council? So this governing council important objectives are, so they want to promote cooperative federalism and also they present one platform to discuss intersectoral and interdepartmental and federal issues, okay, between the central and states, and they will focus on national development agenda. So this is about this topic in detail. And now let us try to see next topic is regarding Cheetah reintroduction. So we are mainly talking about this cheetah reintroduction into this Kuno National Park of Madhya Pradesh. So here, because of this is the news, and now let us try to see this topic in detail. So even as preparations they are underway to reintroduce cheetahs in Madhya Pradesh, especially in this Kuno Palpur National Park. So here National Biodiversity Authority chief, he expressed some concerns regarding this cheetah's reintroduction into India. So what is the meaning of reintroduction means? So we are bringing the species, okay. So species means releasing it in area where it is having capable of surviving. So for example, in this area, so and so tiger or cheetah which is having the capability to survive, and we are coming and we are living here. So that is called as reintroduction. So why we are focusing on this reintroduction of these carnivores? Because whenever there is carnivores are present in that so and so area, that will focus on conserving of threatened species, and even that will focus on restoring of this ecosystem functions. And as you all know, this cheetah, it is one of the large carnivores that has been estimated mainly by overhunting in India and historical times. So in historical times, because of this overhunting, that led to extinct of these cheetahs. So reasons for the extinction. So what are the reasons? So first one here is hunting, and because of this diminishing of habitat and non-availability of enough prey, okay, and because of this that led to extinction. And because of even climate change also has some impact on this animal population. So if you are talking about this reintroduction plan, so with the help of Wildlife Institute of India and Wildlife Trust of India, so ministry it started relocating about 8 to 12 cheetahs from South Africa, Namibia and as well as Botswana, and these countries they have the world's largest population of this cheetah, okay. So this is about this topic, and now let us try to see the map where exactly this Kuno Palpur National Park is located. So here we have this Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary. I hope you can see now, okay. So in Madhya Pradesh we see this Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary, okay, and actually it is a national park also, and India established in 1981 as a wildlife sanctuary. So this is the location of this Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary, and you have to see this location, right? And if you move forward, and there is one interesting image that I found in this Hindu newspaper, that is regarding Borra Caves. So this article is important from your agriculture, okay. So now let us try to see this topic in detail. So this Borra Caves, they are located on the east coast of India. So along this east coast we can see this Borra Caves, and especially we can see in this Anantagiri hills of Araku Valley. So I am not talking about Anantagiri hills in Telangana, but it is like Anantagiri hills of Araku Valley in Andhra Pradesh. And actually it is one of the India's longest and deepest caves. They are extending up to 80 meters. And these caves were the first time discovered by William King George in 1807. So if you see some facts regarding this caves, so Gostani river flows through these caves, and they are located in the Araku Valley, okay, in the Anantagiri hill ranges. So here Shiv Parvati, Rishi beard and mother child, crocodile, human brain, tiger and cow, they are also seen as images which are mainly formed by the stalactite and as well as stalagmite. Okay, so what is a stalactite and stalagmite? So in the caves, especially the land forms which are formed by the groundwater. So we can study about this dolines, okay, sinkholes, etc. So here, if you're talking about this depositional features, we have stalactite and we have stalagmite. Stalagmite are seen on the ground and stalactite are seen on the roof of this cave. Okay, we can see the stalactite and stalagmite formations in these caves, and actually they naturally form this Shivalinga, okay, Shivalinga deep inside this cave. And for this Shivalinga, so here tribal people they offer their pujas, okay. And if you're talking about these caves, they are also in these caves they also found Paleolithic tools and as well as some stone implements of Middle Paleolithic culture as well. So this is about this topic. And in Rathod Science we came up with this prelims test series of 2023, and we are providing 30 tests with a cost of just 3,000 rupees. So try to join this, and this will be affordable for everyone, I guess. And now let us try to see some more important articles which appear in other sources. Title says the row over 18% of GST on Navratri Garba events in Gujarat. Also in this events of this Garba, so this Garba which is seen commonly and is also most famous during this Navratri, right? So on this Garba events 18% of GST. So because of this is the news, and now let's try to see this topic, and you have to know about this Garba, so this will be important from your art and culture point of view. So a controversy has broke out over the imposition of 18% of GST on this Garba passes this year. So on August 4th, Congress Rajya Sabha MP, okay, he called it this Garba Sampat tax, that is Garba ending tax. So here whenever there is imposition of tax on this type of events, then what happened, people they will be not ready to go because of increasing of charges. So because of this, that will lead to ending of this this so and so dance form. So because of this is a news. And if you see some details here, Navratri, it is a Gujarati word, so it means nothing but 9 nights. So here we celebrate this Navratri especially in the time of this Vijayadashmi, right? On the time of this Dasra, we will be celebrating this Navratri. So what happened, especially in this Gujarat, due to this rich Garba dances done to pay respect to and worship this goddess Amba. So in this Garba or in this Navratri especially, the people they offer prayers to the goddesses and they worship this goddesses Amba. So this festival which involves worshipping a lamp, and this lamp will be having this perforated earth pots, and it is one of the symbol of the power of mother goddesses, and it denotes the Garba. Garba means nothing but the womb. So in this womb that will brings a new life, right? So they pray to this womb. And with the many organizers, they opening bookings for this upcoming Navratri festival. So that is going to be held from September 26 to October 5th. A controversy which had been broken out because of imposition of 18% of this GST on this Garba. So exemption from this GST only applies to organizers charging less than 500 rupees per pass. So if they have to include this GST, means the price will be increased. So here if you are talking about some facts regarding this Garba, it is a dance form, and this dance form originated in the Gujarat region, and traditionally it is also performed during this 9-day Hindu festival, that is Navratri. So in this Navratri here people they will be offering prayers to this Garba Dweep. Okay, so here this is the image of this Garba, you can see. Okay, so in this way here boys and girls they will be wearing the traditional dresses and they will dance. Okay, this dance form is called as Garba. It is a folk dance. And now it is time to say next topic. It is regarding first flight of India's newest rocket, what it means for ISRO. So it is talking about satellite launch vehicle. So there is one article in our today's Hindu that this had not been expected, got the expected result with the launch of this SSLV. So if you are talking about why it is in news, so ISRO, that is Indian Space Organization, launched its Maiden small and satellite launch vehicle from Satish Dhawan Space Center. So if you see details, so this is for the first time Indian Space Agency that will demonstrate its capabilities to launch this small satellite launch vehicle to inject small satellite into low Earth orbit. So for the first time, so Indian Space Agency, which is mainly using this small satellite launch vehicle, and it want to inject this smaller satellites in the lower Earth orbit. So it will carry even Earth observation satellite and another small satellite developed by the students team. Okay, that is a Space Kids, and they named the satellite as Azadi Sat. And the girl students from the government schools across the country, they also participated in making of 8 kgs of this CubeSat, and this marks the 75th anniversary of Indian independence. So here SSLV, which developed by this ISRO, which has solid fuel in the first 3 stages, and in the 4th stage they carries liquid propulsion based velocity trimming module. And this launch which marks the beginning of journey that in a few years of time, so it is mainly expected to see the small satellite launch vehicle becoming the most frequently used launch vehicle by ISRO. Okay, so this is about this topic, and now let us move on to the next topic. So it is talking about crop insurance scheme. So National Crop Insurance Portal, it is one of the main source of enrollment of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So this Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is one of the crop insurance scheme in India. So here farmer applications from various designated sources including banks, financial institutions. They are mentored. So here National Crop Insurance Portal. So it is one of the important source. Here we can go for enrollment for this Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So if we're talking about some facts regarding this Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So this scheme launched in year 2016 and it had been administered by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. And actually this scheme replaced National Agriculture Insurance Scheme and modified National Agriculture Insurance Scheme. So here the aim it is to provide comprehensive insurance cover against the failure of crop. Because of this, it helpful for the stabilizing the income of the farmers. So if you're talking about the scope, all food and oil seed crops and annual commercial or horticulture crops for which past yield data is available. And the premium here is the prescribed premium is 2% to be paid by farmers for all Kharif crops and 1.5% for all Rabi crops. So for Kharif crops, they are going to get 2% of insurance, and here for this Rabi crops, they will be have to have they like 1.5% of the premium of all Rabi crops. And for horticulture, it is like 5% of premium. So this is about this topic regarding this Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. And now let us try to see the prelims practice questions. The first one is, with reference to Indian economy, consider the following: bank rate, open market operations, and public debt, public revenue. So which of the following are the components of this monetary policy? So this monetary policy includes only bank rate and open market operations. That is, correct option is C, 1 and 2 only. And next question is regarding which of the following is a viral disease. Okay, so viral disease here is diphtheria, filariasis, leprosy and influenza. So option D, influenza, it is the viral disease but not diphtheria, filariasis and leprosy. So in this way, don't confuse in our examination. Okay. So if we're talking about the topic of the day, in yesterday we discussed about this geostationary satellite, geostationary orbit. So we are going to talk about what is geosynchronous. So geostationary and geosynchronous have the same functions, but one difference here is geosynchronous orbit which makes some inclination with this axis. Okay. So what happened, this geostationary satellite which is present in the axis which is same. Okay, how this equator which is present. So in the same way we have this geostationary, but here in this geosynchronous we will be having an inclination. So this is the one important difference between this geostationary and geosynchronous orbits. And if you're talking about vocabulary, so first word here is unbaited. Unbaited means without any reduction, okay, in the intensity of the strength. So there is no reduction. And reintroduction means we are introducing something or someone again into their habitats. And next one here is consequence. Consequence means what will be the end results or what is the effect. Okay. So typically one that is unwelcome or present. So what will be the consequence means the result. What it might be good or it might be bad. So most of the time we can see it will be like unwelcome or unpleasant. So these are some important articles that appear in our Hindu newspaper and even in the other sources. So I want to make a small announcement. We in Rathod size, we came up with this mains answer writing practice course of 1 year. So we will be giving you weekly targets. So based on that weekly targets, we will be giving you daily one question. On Sunday, you will be having essay or case study practice. Even on Sunday, you will be having live webinar. So yesterday itself, we conducted one live webinar and we got a very good responses and very good response from the students also. So if you want to join us on live, so try to join this course, and the registrations are going to closed by 10th August. Okay. So if you have any doubts regarding this course, so please call me on this number 8074765513. And apart from this mains answer writing practice, we also came up with this foundational course for this GS 2023 and 2024. So there we are providing more than 600 hours of video classes, so that you can have idea regarding each and every topic, and we are focusing on this conceptual clarity. So after watching these videos, you are in a condition, you will be in a condition like you can clear your prelims and as well as mains for sure. Okay, try to join these courses. And if you want to take individual courses like history, geography, economy, science and technology, so you can also take this single modules also. So that option is also available. So if you want to take any course, so please visit our website rathodscienceacademy.com, and there you have to register with your email ID. And after that you have to click on the course list. So there you can see the number of courses that we are offering in our Rathod's IAS. And now let us try to see the today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So this is the today's Hindu newspaper. So first topic is regarding PM Lord states for cooperative federalism in fighting COVID-19. So I discussed this topic in detail. I think there is no lot of discussion of this topic once again here. And next topic is regarding satellites launched by small satellite launch vehicle in wrong orbit. It is not usable. So what happened? ISRO said that the satellites on board on this maiden small satellite launch vehicle, there is no longer usable because they had been not placed in the right orbit. They placed in the wrong orbit. Okay, here the space agency which said that committee would analyze and make some recommendations on this episode, and they are focusing on implementation of those recommendations. ISRO will come back soon with this SSLV B2, that is the second phase. So this is about this topic, and if you move forward you can leave this city page, there is nothing much important. And this page number 3, here you can see one interesting image here. So buses wade through waterlogged road following heavy rain in this Gurugram. So in this Gurugram also there is heavy rain, so because of this buses had been inundated. And if you move forward, there is one more article, it is regarding Cheetah reintroduction. So Cheetah reintroduction, NBA chief dismisses the concern. So here, because of this Cheetah reintroduction, so what happened? So that will lead to increase in the population, right? So whenever there is increase in the population, so what are the problems that were faced by these tigers in the country? So here, cheetahs may also face the same problem, that will lead to the increasing of human animal conflict. Okay, so this is the one important thing which mainly focused here. And if you move forward, so here in this page, that is page number 4, there is one important image that is regarding this Borra Caves. So I already discussed about this Borra Caves, and actually I didn't show the image, right? So where this Borra Caves are present. So here let us try to have a look over this Borra Caves. So I hope you can see on the screen. So here in this Visakhapatnam, so we have this Borra Caves. So if I zoom in, so here you can see this Gostani waterfall. So here we have this Gostani waterfall. It is one of the scenic beauty, and here we have this Gostani river which mainly flows in this region. So whenever there is any like limestone rock which is present, and if the water it is flowing here, so we can see there will be the formation of landforms, okay, due to the action of groundwater. So here we can see this Gostani river, and here we can see this Borra Caves are present, and they are the longest and also deepest. Okay, and we can also see some important Paleolithic tools had been recovered from this area. So this is the map of this Borra Caves. And if you move forward, here in this page number 5, you can see one article regarding this Cherutoni Dam. So here 3 shutters of this Cherutoni Dam of Idukki Reservoir were opened, and that led to release of 100 cubics of water which was released. So here what happened, whenever the water released from this reservoir, then we have some impact on the people. So low-lying areas that might be inundated. Actually, you know that here this Kerala, which is mainly facing heavy rainfall, and because of that heavy water that had been deposited in these reservoirs, so that led to that forced the authorities to open the gates or shutters. And if you move forward in this editorial page, there is one article regarding this cooling the temperature, that is between the US, China and Taiwan. So already we discussed this topic number of times. And next one here is India democracy and promised republic. So at 75, the country must be judged by the extent to which it has advanced human development. So here we are celebrating the 75th year of independence this year, right? So because of this here, what are the achievements that we got from this last 75 years? So this is very important, and please try to go to this article. So if time permits, in tomorrow's lecture I will be discussing this topic for sure. Our next topic, it is regarding minor mineral plunder. I discussed this topic regarding illegal sand mining, illegal minor minerals exploitation, marbles, granite, and as well as limestone, etc. And if you move on to this op-ed page, that is page number 7. So here there is nothing much important article. So here you can go to this article if you have time. So you can go to this article, that is judging the fudging of data, that is availability of technologies for identifying this data fudging. They are still inadequate to address the possible situations. So you can go to this article once, and you can focus on the reports that are given in this article. And if you move on to this text and context, there is one article regarding the working of Supreme Court Collegium. So you have to know about how this collegium that came into existence. There you have to know about first judge case, second judge case, third judge case, and fourth judge case. Actually, this collegium system of Supreme Court, which consists of CJI and as well as 4 senior most judges of Supreme Court, and they will make some recommendations for appointment of the judges to this apex court and as well as in the high courts. And if you talk about the CJI and the judges of Supreme Court, they are appointed by the President of India under Article 124 subclass 2 of Indian Constitution. Right, and whenever there is increase in the number of judges, which has not guaranteed lower pendency of cases in the apex court over the years. So the number of pending cases had been risen, okay, to 71,411 as on August 2022. Okay, so there is increasing of pendency of case that is mainly seen. So this is about this topic. And there is one more article, it is regarding Great Barrier Reef recovery and vulnerability to the climate threats. I discussed this topic in detail. And if you move forward in this 10th page, that is 10th page number that is in the news. So husbands of elected women take oath in MP panchayats. So there is one important issue in this panchayats here is, even though 1/3 seats reservation which is given for women, so here you can see oath which is mainly taken by the husbands of that elected women. So women, they are not giving this authority, and men who are present in the home, they are taking this status, right? So because of this, it is one of the important cause of concern. And if you're talking about reservation for women, so Article 243 of our Constitution, which talks about reservation for women, and this has been endorsed by this Madhya Pradesh, okay, in its MP Panchayat Raj and Gram Swaraj Act of 1993. But now there is this Sarpanch Patis, you are taking the oath. And next topic, it is regarding India begin cooperation with combined maritime forces. So this article is also very important. So last month, India formally commenced cooperation with this Bahrain-based multilateral partnership, that is a combined maritime forces. So at US and India 2+2 meet, so India also announced that it would join the CMF as an associate partner. Okay, so here you have to know about what is this combined maritime forces. And one more article which is important from your defense series, in a first US Navy ship in India for repairs. So in a first US Navy ship, that is the name here is Charles Drew, arrived India for carrying out repairs, okay, and as well as allied services for this Larsen and Turbo shipyard. So this is also very important. And if you move forward in this page number 11, so there is nothing much important. In this page number 12 also there is nothing much important, and you can leave this economy page. And in this world page, here you can see China continues the drills in this Taiwan Strait. So it is one important cause of concern. And here Wang Ki thanks Bangladesh for backing one China policy. So this article is also very important. And this one here is IAEA, that is the International Atomic Energy Agency, has been raised grave concerns about selling of nuclear power plant in Ukraine. Okay, so this is one important thing which is mainly going to happen. And here you have to know about some facts regarding this IAEA. So these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So if you really like this video, so hit the like button, and you can also share this video to your friends. And one more thing here is, so try to subscribe to this Rathod's IAS Academy and hit the bell icon so that you will be getting regular notifications. So to get the PDF of this class, you can join the Telegram channel. Link is given in description box. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much.